Y'all done?
It's time to be real. We in 2024. Come on, how many years do we gotta go through this?
Hi, welcome to Racist of the Week. My name is Reese Waters. This is where we expose the stupidity and hypocrisy of discrimination in hopes we can build a more perfect union. And also laugh. As usual, I would like to thank today's sponsor, Racism. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the page, and definitely leave me any possible suggestions in the comments or email me at reese@reesewaters.com. And shout out to all my new members here on the channel. Today's nominee, these cornballs. Run the clip.
Hatred on display just hours ago in Columbus. A group of toting masked men marching through the short north, yelling racial slurs with a megaphone. The incident all caught on camera by our 10 TV viewers.
One of the funnier responses to this that I've seen online is people like, short north again? Now, I probably know Ohio a little better than your average person, given that my wife is from there, but I don't know it well enough to know the well-beaten path for where the nachos should show themselves and feel a level of comfort. I didn't realize it was like the good area of town for them.
Tonight, community leaders are condemning the hate. Governor Mike DeWine denouncing the group, saying there is no place in this state for hate, bigotry, antisemitism, or violence. Mayor Andrew Ginther and City Attorney Zach Klein echoing that sentiment. City Council President Shannon Hardin writing the president-elect has emboldened the group.
Now, this is where statements are helpful, but I need conversations. I appreciate the governor, Mike DeWine, denouncing this. I'm wondering where the widespread Republican denouncement of all of this is, to the point that was made about them being emboldened. Oh, we'll circle back around to that.
A Saturday afternoon interrupted by hate. Dwight Holland and his friend Dante Bell were enjoying the Ohio State game when they started hearing loud racial slurs coming from High Street.
Yes, this happened during the Ohio State game. These videos started popping up around 1:15 on Saturday on social media. If there was a period of time for you to just fold up your racism and put it in your back pocket, I'm not saying you gotta throw it away. If there was a window of time for you to just put your racism in the drawer just for a couple of hours, it would be during the Ohio State game. I mean, you couldn't even pretend during the Ohio State game, which, by the way, is quite ironic, because that was one of my immediate reactions to all of this, is the many ways in which we have to pretend as if people don't have the complete lack of empathy, compassion, or care at all for the experiences of others. And we have so many mechanisms for us to pretend as if that's not the case, chief among them being sports. We've seen it in Florida, where they were so hostile towards black folks that the NAACP had to give a travel advisory for black people in Florida. This come amidst of them deconstructing all manner of DEI and diversity efforts, to the point where Florida's incoming class looking like this, but the football team looking like this. Now, it was just a matter of time before folks started speaking out about this. I'm one that's just been beating this drum for the longest time, and I applaud Emmitt Smith for finally saying what needed to be said. Okay, back to Ohio.
They walked past our block and all we heard was,
bruh, you couldn't put that down to appear on the news? I mean, it ain't gonna be but 30 seconds. Just go ahead. Just go ahead, man.
they walked past our block and all we heard was hate, kill, go.
Like, for real, y'all came out here like that?
They got their phones out and started filming as members of the group yelled slurs at them.
Why y'all hiding y'all's faces?
Holland yelled back, asking the neo-Nazis to take their masks off and show themselves.
This I found interesting. So you're taking video from the back of a nacho march where you have your face covered. I'm trying to figure out, you just wanted content of black people? Like, I don't understand. Like, normally when you go on a nice vacation, you like to take footage of yourself. That don't really work when you have your face covered. So I'm unsure of exactly what you're doing, trying to capture. Is this for a Christmas card? Is this for the Nacho Christmas card? I don't know what he was doing with that one.
What made you want to do that?
Well, most of them are cowards. You know, they don't want to show their faces. Like the KKK, they wear the hoods and whatnot. But I mean, it's like it says, it's 2024.
That's right. It is 2024. And somehow, as many times as this point has been made about your unwillingness to show your face, they still see that as a flex. And by the way, it is no different than the people online with the wraparound sunglasses or the dog or the Bible verse in their handle that won't show their face, but got so much chesty things to say under other people's posts.
You know, you don't deserve to be out here on the streets with the whole racial bigotry.
It's time to be real. We in 2024. Come on, how many years do we got to go through this?
Well, that is a good question. It is 2024, and unfortunately, all progress is not linear. Yeah, there's one lesson to take from 2024. It would be that one.
In North Columbus, Sophia Pierre-Luce learned about the neo-Nazis march while taking part in a Haitian festival organized with intention to quell hatred and racism.
But it seems like it's not, because I just find out just now that they have the group of people walking the streets.
Wow, that's crazy. They actually found a Haitian in Ohio. Wow. I mean, you know how long the Republicans been looking for an actual Haitian in Ohio that could appear in front of the media, and here they got one. Wow, you know, what's her diet like?
She immigrated to the U.S. as a teenager and has been horrified to witness the hateful rhetoric about Haitian migrants in Springfield that made headlines during the election cycle.
We are here. We've been here years ago. There was nothing before. Everyone was working in the same places, eating the same restaurant, doing everything. So why going back? Why are we going to start something that was not before?
Now that is a really good question. Why are we going back exactly? I have an idea.
But I want to know how it is you voted for Donald Trump when you're so into facts, because his entire campaign is not based in facts. It was all based in propaganda and emotion.
I voted for Donald Trump for one reason only. His policies, if implemented, would slow the dispossession of whites in the United States.
This festival, meant to be a safe space to celebrate culture. Pierre-Luce joins Holland and Bell in calling for an end to hate of all kinds.
I just want us to all be peaceful.
Now is the time that we should unite as one in the community, and also try to know who we are.
Police did end up confronting that group of neo-Nazis over on Goodale Street, but they tell us that no one was arrested. They also tell us that no one was injured. In Mayor Ginther's statement, he mentions that he will work with the Columbus Police Department to continue to monitor the situation.
I know, no arrests were made. Shocking, right? Shocking. It kind of reminds me of what went down in Nashville. Yeah, both from the nachos and from the authorities.
Where's your parents?
You got a light brain, bud.
God, I love little fucking monkeys like that. It just shows how fucking violent they are at a young age.
Your frontal lobe is 2 ounces lighter, bud.
Now here's a question. So you are making an argument that you are genetically superior. Why aren't you at work?
Do you need some money?
But Nashville was not playing. They taught everybody how to talk down on these people.
Honestly, I think my overriding feeling was sadness. These are really pathetic human beings, and they just don't seem to recognize it. Frankly, I think that's how most of Nashville and Middle Tennessee views them as well.
Yeah, just so angry at the world.
And sad.
All right, Columbus, what you gonna do?
A group of around 12 chanting racist speech throughout the short North Saturday afternoon.
I was outraged and I felt disrespected.
In response, Columbus community leaders uniting together Sunday, marching against the demonstration.
Really want to have a counterweight to what happened yesterday, and really just of the mind that hate doesn't get to have the last word, that injustice doesn't get to have the last word, that bigotry doesn't get to have the last word, that there are people of different orientations, different backgrounds, different organizations that are all just on the side of what's right. And we're all here walking up the street to declare that righteousness is the last word in our city.
Walking 2 by 2, the exact route on High Street where the group yelled racial slurs a day prior. These community members taking a quieter approach, standing together, silent in solidarity against hate.
We're not backing down, we're not running, we're not scared. You understand? We're here. Our presence is going to be felt from now on, period. I think the men that you see behind me are strong black men, great fathers, great grandfathers, and they've seen enough, they've heard enough. And then it's time for us as black men to make sure that our kids see us in a positive, making a positive impact as well.
Their message of unity resonating as people applaud them from inside stores.
Not going to hide behind a mask, not going to run. I see when this is so vile and so disrespectful, no, simply cannot be.
I like it. I like it. That is very well handled from the community in Columbus. Now, to the point that was brought up initially about them being emboldened by the president-elect, I just have to ask, because the assertion is always that this doesn't represent us, this doesn't represent the party. Hey, I can't help that they just happen to love us so much consistently. And all together as a group, all these ragtag groups of avowed white supremacists all have come to the same conclusion, and that's not a red flag. Cause that would bother me. You know what I mean? I gotta think that would happen to bother me, but they always just around. You know, even came to the boat party. Yeah, that's how much they just be around. Now, there was a report from a caller who said that one of the people in the group actually pepper sprayed or maced passersby. That was, of course, in addition to the slurs about Jewish people and black people and white power. Now, I do want to direct attention to a statement which was made on Columbus-based civil rights advocate and attorney Sean Walton Jr.'s website, where he said that the events were both alarming and unacceptable and a direct assault on the values we hold dear as a community. Let me be clear, hate has no home here. The actions of these protesters undermine the very fabric of what makes us strong, our diversity, unity, and shared commitment to justice and happiness for all. While their goal may be to divide us, we must resist the temptation to respond with the same hate and aggression they spew. Instead, we must rise above and respond with the enduring power of love, resistance, and collective commitment to community. He also called on elected officials and police to thoroughly investigate those involved and to take swift collaborative steps to ensure that such actions are prevented in the future. Now, to the point that he made about elected officials thoroughly investigating things and denouncing this, we saw this locally. I'm going to need to see this nationally. Yeah, because everybody always points to what happened in Charlottesville, but do you know how many demonstrations there have been since then? And I, for one, am looking for the widespread denouncement and repudiation of these kinds of actions that reflects the idea that this isn't who you are, because until that happens, those your peoples. I mean, they love you. And just when I had finished dragging Michigan for their litany of offenses,
if we want to address gun violence, we would be focusing on the people who bring guns into communities and shoot people, like where I live in Detroit and where you represent, Stephanie Chang, which are overwhelmingly 13 to 34-year-old sub-Saharan African.
Now to an update on a story the 7 investigators first broke last month. A local judge accused of making racist and homophobic comments.
Well, tonight, 7 investigator Heather Catallo has obtained more recordings of the judge. Here's Heather with what she's learned now.
Judge Kathleen Ryan was removed from her docket in late August, and I have learned that investigators from the Judicial Tenure Commission have been conducting interviews about the judge's alleged behavior with employees at the Oakland County Probate Court. The question now is, will she be taken off the bench for good or allowed to go back to work?
I can honestly say that, okay, I'm not systemically racist, I'm a new racist.
The 7 investigators were the first to reveal the recordings that Oakland County officials say prompted Judge Kathleen Ryan's removal from her docket in August.
Black. I'm so off at this Black Lives Matter, hashtag Me Too, all this. Oh my God, like you just because of the nature of their color and the way America is, systemic racism, all that. Fine. But don't they have an obligation to step up to the plate too? I mean, think about it. All they have to do is look at their history, like the whole baby mamas and the dads taking off, and it's like you guys have an obligation too. You want us to treat you equally, you gotta step up and do the same job. You know, you don't get to be a lazy.
2023-24 Detroit Pistons. You gave us 14 and 68. That is what you have subjected America to. Man, got the Big Ten out here looking bad. Yeah, the Big Ten out here looking bad. Now I see why Oregon joined the Big Ten. David Douglas High School football team in Portland has competed in 3 away games against rival high schools in Oregon so far this season, and each game brought a deplorable barrage of racial hate speech and behavior. According to the coaches, black players have been subjected to monkey sounds, chants of the N-word, and being called King Kong. Quote, I've coached and played all around the nation and also have played or coached internationally. Never have I witnessed this level of racism on the playing field. That was according to assistant coach Marcel Frazier. Yeah, now I see why Oregon joined the Big Ten. Congratulations to those cornballs in Columbus, Ohio. You are our racist of the week. As always, if you have any suggestions for nominees, send me an email. And if it come from Big Ten country, just put the B in the one and put the B10 at the beginning of it, so it just populates right to the top of my email list. Thank you guys so much for watching the video and supporting the channel. Like a lot of you, I'm moving forward one day at a time. A little unsure of exactly what our world will look like. And as far as I'm concerned, that means the media landscape at large, but specifically here on YouTube. And one thing that I did want to do was try and ensure that I could connect with you guys regardless of our evolving world. And 2 ways of doing that. One is my mailing list. And I send out a newsletter every so often, and you can sign up for my newsletter and get added to the mailing list by sending me an email at reese@reesewaters.com, or you can just sign up at my website, reesewaters.com. The second way is memberships. We launched memberships and it's gone extremely well. I'm trying to drop more and more membership content every single week. And you can find the link for membership in the description to all of my videos, including this one. And that gives me the ability to put out content and connect with you guys completely independent of the algorithm and who's in charge and who's deciding what topic and issue to favor and what to suppress. And so that is something that I think will become significantly more impactful as we move forward into a second Trump presidency. So I got the newsletter and the mailing list. You can sign up on my website, and I also have membership. The link is in the description to this and every video. Again, thanks so much for being a part of this channel. We gonna ride it till the wheels fall off.